Oh yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? For those who are probably in Kenya or in my same time zone, you might be wondering why I'm saying morning. It's 5 minutes past midnight. That is very, very early morning. And yes, it's my birthday. So I told you it's gonna be my birthday today. 17th of February is my birthday, and I've just turned 20. 20. Can you imagine how young I am? Ignore all this, ignore. This is die. This is all filter, whatever it is. Okay, 20 plus 31. I'm 51 years old today. And yeah, it's been quite a journey, and I appreciate. I don't take it for granted that I'm still alive today. It's been an interesting journey, and I hope to have more interesting stuff coming up in this short journey of life. So yeah, happy birthday to me, I guess. And yeah, so story time. Humanitarian Chronicles. This is my new podcast stroke new therapy session where I basically just talk to myself, hopefully talk to someone, and inspire myself to continue doing what I do, continue staying alive, continue helping the world, continue helping people across the nations, and at least hoping that this reaches one person, starting with me. That's one. So hopefully a second person will be helped by this. And hopefully, yeah, these sessions that are therapy for me might be therapy for somebody else. So Humanitarian Chronicles is my new thing that I'm doing. So I'll be sharing hopefully once every day or at least 2, 3 times a week on what I've gone through as a humanitarian and also just generally in my life as a medical doctor and with the other things that I've been doing in life over the past few years that I've been on this earth. So that guy there, this one is me. This is me. One of the reasons why I really appreciate still being around today is because this was me in West Africa. This is Liberia. In 2014, I think towards the end of November of 2014, we had gone to Liberia for the Ebola response. I was among the team, one of the earlier teams that went to respond to the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. So this was Liberia. This is during the hot training. Hot training is basically when you are taken to a live ETU, live Ebola treatment unit, a live one, meaning where there are patients with Ebola, and you have to treat them during the training session. So we had done a cold training before that. I'll probably share that a picture of that sometime in the near future. Cold training is a training in a simulation Ebola treatment unit where we were trained by the US military and the medics who had come to support in the Ebola response in Monrovia initially, and then we went to Bong. This is called Bong. The area is called Bong, not this person. The area is called Bong in Liberia. That was where the International Medical Corps team had their training center and Ebola treatment unit, one of the Ebola treatment units in Liberia. So we were being trained in the live unit where we were actually now going to see patients, treat patients as we were being trained, so that then by the time we go to our own Ebola treatment unit in Sinje in the Grand Cape Mount County, where I was the medical coordinator, then we were ready. We would be ready. We would be ready to see patients by ourselves without having to rely on supervisors, rely on people to take us through every single step. So this is Bong. Bong ETU with IMC. So why am I grateful today to be 51, to be turning 51 today is because Ebola, as you may know, or if you do not know, Ebola has an 80% mortality rate, meaning 80% of the patients will die. So every 10 patients, 8 of them will die. That was guaranteed. It may have improved now, I do not know. But as at that time, and that has basically been the trend with Ebola, is that, yeah, the majority of the patients would lose their lives basically because most of the time they had very high viral load in their system and it did not treat them kindly, so to speak. So another reason I'm grateful is way before even Ebola response, I think I've basically been surviving various styles, various flavors of near-death experiences. So when I was going to Moyale just after my internship, and I was now joining the government fully as a medical officer after internship from Meru going to Moyale, my second trip, I took my documents, I took my things, I reported for duty after about 3 months, went back home, collected my stuff, because basically I was going to relocate to Moyale to stay there. And on that second trip, we were attacked by shifters. Shifters are basically armed bandits who were very, very prevalent in those days, especially between Isiolo and Moyale. And we were attacked by armed bandits. So we were basically escaping in the bushes, running. I was following everybody. I had no idea what was happening. I was just running after everybody who was in the truck, which we were using as our transport to Moyale. This was on the third day of a 4-day trip, or on the second day of a 3-day trip. I can't remember now. That was 2004. So I really can't remember exactly how long the trip had taken, but it was quite a long trip. People are running, and I was just following them, and people were zigzagging in the bushes, and I'm zigzagging because I remember movies, see people running and zigzagging away from bullets being fired at them, and you could hear shots being fired, and bullets hitting the sand and the soil around us and the trees and the brushes around us as we were running away. Did not get hit, and someone asked me the other day if I've ever been hit by a bullet. No, thankfully I've never been hit by a bullet, but as I said in my book, one of the police officers who was my friend then, still my friend now, told me, listen, because I was quite traumatized by the event. I'd never been in such a situation before that. So I was quite traumatized, and I told him, man, I'm so scared and I can't even focus right now. I'm barely dealing with this situation. He told me, listen, if you had the bullet, it wasn't meant to kill you. If you had the bullet, it wasn't meant to kill you. And that's something that I put. There's a report that I wrote, a whole long report I have written that has that quote at the beginning. Let me see. What is this the report? Yeah, this is it. Oh, I can't even see it. Okay, so this is my book. It's not very clear. So I wrote a book. I have a book, my second book, called Broken Souls, Chronicles of a Humanitarian Health Worker, which talks about all my experiences as a humanitarian, my experiences prior to that as a medical doctor. I've been in the medical field for 22 years now, and a humanitarian, international humanitarian for the last 12 years, slightly more than that. And the book chronicles all those experiences prior to that, prior to my international experience as a humanitarian, everything I've done basically from, I would say, childhood. So it's partly my memoir and my experiences, and partly experiences of other humanitarian colleagues that I've worked with, that I've been privileged to meet in this short life that I've had. So that book talks about all that, and of course the call to action is at the end of it, which is seeking for proactive mental health support for all humanitarian responders, most of all the national staff that are in those countries where a response is going on, and these are people who cannot leave the country sometimes. For example, Gaza, the people in Gaza could not leave Gaza. Most of the people in Ukraine where I worked could not leave Ukraine, and they were still working there and struggling through the same things that everybody else struggles with, coming with the trauma of their own situations, and coming to support other people with trauma and with pain and whatever it is they had to go through. So it was quite a tough time. In Liberia, for example, most of the people could not leave. They couldn't afford to leave. So they were in the response. They were part of the response, responding to the scourge, but at the same time had lost family members, had lost colleagues, had lost livelihoods. Quite tough. So the mental health support that we are seeking for is to be able to see how we would be able to support as many as possible, if not everybody, to have their sanity retained as much as possible. I always tell people, I'm not sure how sane I still am now, if I am at all, and that goes for all of us. Okay, well, basically we are all at different levels of insanity. However, yeah, so we need that support to be able to continue functioning properly in life, and also at the same time functioning to be able to continue providing services to the nations we serve. So this is just part one of why I'm grateful to be around for 51 years. Hopefully, will be around for longer if that's what is in the cards for me. To be able to continue supporting and saving lives and helping people across the nations and making people's lives better. So watch out for part two. I'll talk about the other experiences I've had, near-death experiences, or experiences that I've had that were quite close cut. Just to let you know that yeah, life can be tough sometimes. Life can happen, but we keep on moving, and we keep on struggling and striving to survive and move on with life, and hoping that things get better for us. See you later. The Drug Doctor here. See you in the next video. Adios. Cheers.